Wait, you're talking about a 3DS game that was released in, what was it? 2012. In 2020, I expected greater things to be talked about.
Just let me explain myself. So, since we're all stuck at home, we don't really have anywhere to go, right?
Yeah? Where are you going with this?
Well, I've been staying up later than usual because I don't really have any need to get to sleep at a certain time now.
That makes some sense, but what's your point?
So, let's just set the scene and say it's late at night and I'm on my Nintendo Switch playing Minecraft. Don't get me wrong, I love Minecraft's music. I'm actually listening to Minecraft music as I'm making this script, but I like to listen to something like Let's Plays or some other kind of video in the background. Well, for some reason, that night, I decided to listen to a compilation of TikToks.
Is that it? Was there like an obscure 3DS game being played on a TikTok or something? I don't understand what you're trying to say.
Not really, but you're on the right track. After about 30 minutes or so of amusing to completely lackluster TikToks, it played.
What played?
The audio from the underrated 3DS game Rhythm Thief and the Emperor's Treasure was being used for someone's hashtag relatable and hashtag funny TikTok.
That's actually kind of shocking. Who knew that game would get a comeback on a platform like TikTok?
Well, I wouldn't have known because that TikTok was the main reason why I decided to talk about Rhythm Thief today. I was so intrigued that someone would use that audio, especially that specific one from a rhythm game for the 3DS that came out in the early 2010s.
Alrighty then. Get on with the review. I'll be going now.
Thanks, mysterious voice. So, I'll just cut to the chase and start explaining what Rhythm Thief is. Well, as you could assume, it's a rhythm game. It's pretty much if you took Professor Layton and got rid of the puzzles and riddles and added them with rhythm minigames a la Rhythm Heaven, just with themes fitting the game. Talking about the theme, the game takes place in Paris, France, as you take control of the main character Raphael, also known as Phantom R. Phantom R is Raphael's alias, for which I'll talk more about soon. As you could expect from a game like this, it's very original, which gives it a very different feel from other rhythm games. That's one of the main reasons why Rhythm Thief is loved by me and all of those who have played it. Anyways, let's move on to the story. To avoid spoiling the story, since it's a pretty wild experience, I'll just give the setup. Also, you might want to know that this isn't a history lesson or anything. You probably don't understand what I just said, but I think you'll find out pretty quickly. So, you start out the game with Napoleon Bonaparte's casket being stolen from, bear with me here, Les Invalides, a collection of buildings containing monuments and museums relating to France's military history. Soon after, it transitions to a man peering over Napoleon in his casket, where he quickly awakens. 3 years from this occurrence, you meet the main character Raphael, as well as his dog Fondue, where he reveals that he lives a double life as someone known as Phantom R. Phantom R steals famous artworks in order to find out where his father went after he left him 3 years ago. You can probably connect the dots. Well, it so happens to be that his father left Raphael a coin, which happens to share a symbol with a bracelet located at the Louvre, a world-renowned museum home to many well-known paintings and sculptures like the Mona Lisa. This discovery kickstarts Phantom R's mission to figure out where his father went once and for all. I know, a lot to take in. Well, I agree with you, but that didn't stop me and many others from enjoying Rhythm Thief and the Emperor's Treasure. As you progress through the story, you'll meet many characters who have unique personalities that get you even more invested in the lore of the game. One of these characters is Marie, who Phantomar runs into as he is escaping the police after stealing the bracelet mentioned earlier. Off the bat, you notice that one of her traits is her ability to play the violin. Her violin has the same symbol as a bracelet Phantomar just stole and the coin he received from his father, so from that point on, you're left wondering what kind of connection is between Raphael and Marie, as well as the violin, bracelet, and the coin. There are many instances in the story where this sort of event occurs, so every time you run into a new character, you're left wondering what secret they're hiding. These moments are mostly shared through well-animated cutscenes, which can be a joy to watch. Of course, since it's on the 3DS, you're able to watch the cutscenes in 3D, but the main point I'm trying to get across is that the art style used for the art and mottos is stylish, while not being too bold. Everything meshes together well for the most part, so the changes from 2D to 3D don't look too far from the original idea. Now that I've explained the story, I should probably move on to the gameplay. As I quickly explained earlier, Rhythm Thief mainly has the player complete minigames revolving around the story. The minigames vary from sneaking through a museum to having a dance-off with a faux Phantom R. Since Rhythm Thief is an early 2010s 3DS game, you can expect the minigames to be controlled with the stylus. Not all minigames have you tap or sled with the stylus, and hey, a few minigames use motion controls, but it helps break up Rhythm Thief apart from other rhythm games. Besides the rhythm part of Rhythm Thief, you make your way around Paris on a minimap where you can investigate places and interrogate people, sometimes triggering a minigame to start or a puzzle to be played. Sounds can be recorded which are used to help complete puzzles, hidden music scores can be discovered to unlock additional stories, and medals can be earned through minigames and found hidden on the minimap, which then can be exchanged for minigames and movies that can be played on your own time outside of the story mode. To add on, there are even other modes like Marathon Mode, where you can play previous minigames for as long as you can. And shockingly enough, there's a wireless mode where you can get a friend to battle against you. I've only ever tried out the download play method, which I assume is a lot more limited than the other ways of connecting with opponents, but it was a blast. There's also a Street Pass mode similar to the wireless battle mode, but you could probably guess how much use I got out of that. Well, that seems to wrap up the gameplay. Now, what should I talk about next?
Talk about the music! That's the main reason why I decided to make this video in the first place.
Yeah. I was going to get to that, eventually. So, the music. I'm not too much of a professional when it comes to music genres and all that jazz, so if I describe the music incorrectly, please share your thoughts in the comment section below. Well, Rhythm Thief and the Emperor's Treasure has a mix of orchestral, lyrical, jazz, and other genres with cheery, mysterious, melancholy, and heroic vibes to really emphasize what the story presents you. I know, not a very detailed explanation. It's the best I got. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that the music is good. I've actually been using it in the background of this very video. Okay, I should probably stop procrastinating and get to explaining what was played on TikTok. After the shock wore off of me, I decided to check the video with my sister who uses TikTok. We located the user who played the audio, which is called Louvre Museum Invasion if you're wondering. You can find a link to the music in the description. Anyways, we found the one specific TikTok and that was it for a little while. I was interested that someone used the audio from an obscure 3DS game like Rhythm Thief, but that was all. Until I found out that you could actually go to a page with featured TikToks that uses specific audio we looked up. I honestly didn't know that was a thing since I've never used TikTok before, but this completely changed my mind. There are actually a plethora of videos created alongside the music, some just as you would expect, some confused about the audio, and some remembering the game it's from. TikTok is known for bringing old music back into the spotlight, but I've never would have thought that something like what's happening right now would have ever occurred. Hopefully, this resurgence in awareness of Rhythm Thief could boost the game's following, leading to a creation of a sequel, or at least a remake. I mean, I don't want to go on for too long about this, but come on, Sega. The ending, if you know what it is, sets up the series for a follow-up, but that never happened. And please don't say the iOS port of the game was the planned sequel because we both know you're wrong. Well, that's really all I have to say about Rhythm Thief and the Emperor's Treasure. All in all, Rhythm Thief is a fantastic rhythm game that you should totally check out if you're interested in rhythm games or play games like Professor Layton. Its unique cast of characters and thrilling story keeps any player going into the finale, and the gameplay wonderfully mixes up the rhythm genre with mystery to present a great game for its time. That's why I'm gladly giving Rhythm Thief and the Emperor's Treasure a 9 out of 10. 1 out of 10, you may ask. Well, Rhythm Thief is honestly my most favorite game of all time, or at least my most favorite 3DS game. But since it brings forward a story experience, it's hard to get much out of it once you've completed everything. The game isn't all too long, but the experience is worthwhile. Well, that's all from me. I hope you've enjoyed this overview of Rhythm Thief and the Emperor's Treasure, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!